Welcome to the TTIEPOD, where we are at Angolan Means Business, third edition for 2026. And this time we're not at a hotel, we're at ExpoGardens in Maculusso, Luanda. We've decided to go natural. Why not? And as you know, at TTIEPOD, we're sitting down with guests who talk about their businesses, what they're doing in Angola, how it's impacting not just the country, but the continent and beyond. And as you know, TTIEPOD, we do not introduce our guests. We get them to introduce themselves. So let's go over to our guest. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Who are you and which company do you represent?
Well, my name is Emerson Paim and I do represent Kubinga, which is one of the first startups in Angola to deal with mobility and using technology on beginning to end to close any type of transaction, either to serve a customer and also to pay the driver who is actually using the app. So the reference in the world used to be Uber. In Africa, there are other names. In Angola was Kubinga, the first one.
Okay, and how far back was that?
Oh, this was in 2018, May.
Okay.
When we started, people was not even confident that internet would be available everywhere around the Luanda. So there was people asking, do you think the map will work if I'm staying somewhere in, I don't know, Kazenga? I said, no worries, the app will work.
Okay.
So yeah, it was difficult at the time for people to believe, but one thing we've learned, once you finish a transaction completely, more people will talk about it, more people will use, and will be easy to pass the information to the others.
Okay. So 2018 came, went. We're in 2026. What has happened to Kubinga during that time? Because as you said, you know, a lot of people talk about, you know, Ubers and the rest across Africa. And Angola, you do see a lot of other names, but we don't see Kubinga stick around like back in the days. Like what?
Right. We had not many cars with publicity available around the city. That's one of the things we did from the beginning. And because we had no legislation like other countries, there is no need to have a sticker for Kubinga available. Yes, at the time after the COVID session, we did manage to restructure because we had a lot of competition from abroad coming in with a strong value in terms of currency. But we did manage to go to the section of business to business. So what we did is we did a restructure of the business itself. Instead of being available for every single client, we have created a wallet, which we call the corporate wallet, and we now sell this corporate wallet to companies, small and medium companies, where they can do the trade-off of, instead of buying cars to accommodate their commercial people to go out and have to manage a fleet of cars, they now commit a money to this wallet, and we serve them to supply the rides inside of Luanda at this stage.
Okay, so that shift, was it specifically because of COVID or just the market?
Little bit of everything. So as you know, Angola was one of the countries that really was strict in terms of COVID regulations. So there was like completely stop of everything. When we got into March 2020, beginning of March, we had about 573 drivers on a daily basis available. 573 drivers available to work in Kubinga. And on day 23rd of March, there was 0 because of the regulations. And that was for about 2 weeks. In that particular time, the incomers from different countries were already evaluating the market and pushing to get in. So as you come off COVID in June, there was an opportunity for competition to take over. And what we did is we managed to restructure the company, and then we created the corporate solution, which is bringing us up to today. The competition was more on price rather than value. And because the pockets were all empty, especially for countries like ours, where the financial system is not well developed as other countries, so you don't have many funds available around the country to do everything, plus to do things that people don't really know if this is feasible or not at the time. So we had to restructure to go for corporate service. And this gave us the opportunity to maintain the service and develop other solutions.
Okay. So we've talked about the past, we've spoken about the present to an extent. What is the future for Kubinga?
Well, the mobility service is not completed in Angola. So there are gaps to meet, and we are strictly working within these gaps to make sure that we make it sustainable. It's not as easy as other countries to go and get a credit to buy a car.
Oh, forget that.
So we see that as the opportunity to make the mobility sector, and with the companies which are reliable like ours, which did manage to maintain the service for almost 8 years straight, to give confidence for this money to become available for the drivers who really can perform and make sure that they can actually pay for that opportunity, if the opportunity is available, of course. So we see that as an opportunity that we are working very, very strongly for the past 3 years. And with the numbers we did manage to create serving the corporate sector, we did manage to understand and learn that this is I would say a disease that every single corporate business which is not related to mobility suffers, because if you go to a normal commercial bank in Angola, you understand that they have a fleet of more than 100 cars. Some justify that these 100 cars has to do with HR package.
Okay.
But you also have the commercials, you also have the transportation, you also have the logistics, you also have other things that they need to do, and they pretty much pour every 4 years a huge amount of millions in something that they cannot get the profit back.
Every 4 years?
Every 4 years, yes. Normally the cycle is every 4 years they change the fleet of cars.
Okay.
I cannot reveal the amount of money they do, but you need to add on top of that the costs of the driver, which now becomes something that is not really the sole purpose of a bank. The cost of the fleet itself, the maintenance, obviously the insurance, and there is no mobility without accidents in Angola. So if you add up these plus the cost of investment of this fleet, so there is certainly economy that can be transferred directly to the real market.
Oh, wow.
And this is what we see the opportunity.
Okay, no, it's good, it's good. It's good that you've seen that opportunity and the belief that, you know, out there, Kubinga is not gone. Kubinga's still there. It's just restructuring and seeing how to position yourself more into a different market. Now, that's great to hear.
More in a position where, yes, we want competition to come, but we want fair competition to come.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want to take advantage of the market and the opportunities of the market, but we want to be in a place where, yes, we are all almost at the same level, at least from the start.
Yeah.
Then we can compete on value. And this is what I think every single startup has the purpose to burn, is to grow up, which is the purpose, the end point of the purpose of doing for society. Making money is a result of that, but the value that you actually bring to this society by adding something that the society can explore on both ends, that's the goal.
It's all about impact.
It's all about impact, yeah.
Yes, the money is there, but it's all about impact. I like that. And I'm gonna ask you a question now. I don't know how it relates much to your business, but I do know you're doing something else as well that I'm not gonna reveal. He's gonna reveal himself one of these days. But with the whole geopolitical issues going on around, especially the wars that are going on, how does that impact your business?
Look, again, I see this as an opportunity because I'm dealing with mobility and logistics, okay? Obviously, the country itself, if we would have, well, I'm talking as a country, I'm not part of the government, but I'm a citizen which is really paying attention on what's going on. If we had to capitalize on some projects that Angola started doing almost 10 years ago, now we would have a tremendous opportunity to get a lot of profit. We're talking about the refineries, and if we see all problems around the world are happening in certain area of the world, which needs to use one or two channels to feed Europe. We are not too far away from Europe. We have oil. We have other minerals available. So we have the raw materials available here. We are just like 1,600 we have 1,600 kilometers of coastline. Come on. So there is nothing that stops us to feed somewhere in Brazil, something that Brazil really needs in less than 2 months, 2 weeks, sorry, if we use the sea transportation. To Europe will be another 3 weeks. Well, it's just what we need to do right now is position ourselves, and this is what Kubinga is doing, looking at the logistics opportunity, the mobility opportunity, and become the last mile solution for income products and one of the major source of information for trucks, minivans, and last mile solution to delivery from Angola to other parts of SADC. So we have done a good MOU structure with a company which is has got a lot of work to do with the trucks in Namibia.
Oh.
So there is a lot of information of things that come from Namibia to Angola and from Angola to Namibia and South Africa. So I think we have the greatest opportunity so far in the past decades to become like a source of information, a reliable source of information, and a reliable source of technology to make goods to move from one place to another. So as we know, at this time, Amazon is not here yet. I'm sure Amazon will need a lot of local players with local solutions to do a door-to-door last mile delivery. So there is so many opportunities right now that I see no reasons for be scared about what's going on around the world. Yes, we need to plan. We need to be aware of the opportunities that we can capitalize on. One of that is Angola needs to be able to transform the oil into something else more than oil as quick as we can. Angola needs to be able to transform some of the minerals that we export right away into something that we can actually do.
Finished products, yeah.
I wouldn't say really finished product, but something that can actually get into the industry market on the right level, on the right price. But we are here to transport all these things and all these solutions around.
Okay. Well, Kubinga is there. Last mile, not just in Angola, but SADC as a whole.
Yes.
I like the idea for the future.
Yeah.
And that takes me to the last question, which is also linked to kind of like what you've been saying. So everyone's talking about IPOs. Everybody's talking about IPOs right now. SpaceX.
Yeah.
I've received the message. I've received the email. Listen, come out. Are you in? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I've got that amount of money. But at the same time, I have another set of conversations, and they're like, come out, Dangote.
That's what I'm looking for.
Where do you sit on that?
No, I sit on Dangote. And it's not because he's African.
Okay.
It's because the value proposition of that product that he's actually selling, we saw right now that, look, he started producing and the first batch of export went back because it was not the quality. A few months after, please send me everything you can produce. Come on. So, yeah, we are all talking about the renewable energy, reducing CO2, making sure that the electromobility is the solution, but we need to understand where we are staying. So we are staying in Africa. Only Angola is 1,246,700 kilometers square. So if I have to take one container from Portugal to Spain, it would take me 6 hours. If I had to take one container from Luanda to Sao Remo, it's 12 hours, mate.
Yeah.
So it's 1,600 kilometers that I need to transport from one province of Angola into another province of Angola.
Yeah.
So we need to contextualize our goals.
Yeah.
Okay. And as much as I want to become rich by doing the right choice of buying SpaceX, there are other people which is doing similar than what SpaceX is doing with the less cost and perhaps with a more profitable manner to be able to bet on those small incumbents who can actually do 100x instead of 10 times X. But for now, derivatives of oil and gas is a commodity which will not gonna disappear for the next 20, 25, 30 years. And if we want to really be serious in terms of betting on something that will give money, we are 1,300,000,000 Africans that need fuel and diesel to open the shop every single day.
That's true.
After of the 1.3 billion people, I don't know how many can use the internet satellite stuff, but I'm sure the 1.3 billion all use
Fuel
diesel
one way or
energy.
another. Fuel one way or another.
So that's,
I like.
I'm not good in maths, but I think,
contextualization.
maths is always right, isn't it?
There you go. No, Emerson, thank you so much for that.
You're more than welcome.
I appreciate that. Appreciate you opening up what is going on with Kubinga
Thank you.
for the future and your insight into what is going on geopolitically and how that brings about opportunities.
Yeah.
And also in terms of, the opportunity there for Dangote IPO.
Oh, no, come on. We all Africans need to be excited. Not because he's African again. It's not because he's African, but the opportunity for us to bet is like telling that Shell is going to the market 100 years ago. Is the guys who actually bet in Shell 100 years ago, betting $1,000, the third or the fourth generation now is just living on maintaining the stock on a high value and be able to. That's the opportunity that lies up on us right now.
There you go. You heard it. You heard it. And from someone that has set up a company here, been successful, changing the strategy to an extent to meet the demands of the market, not just in Angola, but looking forward to how it can impact SADC. So keep an eye on Kubinga, keep an eye on Emerson as he continues to make changes around him. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much, Kamal. I will just leave a little tip. So the
There you go.
electromobility is coming, is already in.
Oh, so what's that? The electric mobility?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's releasing some information.
With the swapping system batteries
Oh,
and NFC payment system integrated is already on the street. Okay?
it's already on the streets.
Well, the bikes are already there.
Okay.
The whole system is coming
So coming soon.
very soon.
You heard it right here. It is coming soon. Battery swapping mobility solution in Angola. Let's keep on watching this. Now to the audience out there, keep watching this space. I've been your host, KD, and see you guys very soon. Emerson, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.